Dallas drill hasn't really been talked about, and you don't expect to hear anybody from Texas to be no damn serial killer. You expect them to be cowboys and country white boys being good citizens. Every time you hear about a rapper suiting up and whacking shit, we think he's from Chicago or some other dangerous-ass city. But what if I told you about this YN that caught hella hats and was even sick enough to slime 2 dudes out, then take a pic of it to show proof? Now we all took sneaky vids of us cracking some fine shit to show the group chat so they don't think we capping. But taking a pic of 2 hats you just caught is some real demon shit. I can't even lie. Meet the most dangerous killer from Texas Yakuza, aka Dallas, Texas' biggest crash dummy.
Is he locked up yet? I mean,
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I seen videos about him. I heard he was out there sliding, gliding. I think he cool with that dude, FBG, whatever his name is, the dude that got shot at the stove at the car shop. I forgot his name. Light skinned nigga with the, you know what I'm saying? I forgot his name. FBG Kaz. No, not that. It's something like that. I think he cool with them and they be killer. I don't know what the fuck going on. They need to lock his ass. If he said a little bit, listen, man. Yeah, but where's the popo at, man? FBI, open up! Oh, the popo, huh? Yeah.
By the time people started connecting the dots, it was already way too late. Multiple shootings, multiple sets getting touched, multiple funerals, and somehow all this chaos traced back to the same young boy. A teenager, barely old enough to hit the club legally, smiling in pictures, but already leaving nothing but destruction in his wake. Yakuza, real name Deontay Moore, came into this world July 5th, 2005, and grew up in East Dallas, specifically the East Grand Avenue section, what locals call 223. To people on the outside looking in, it's just another neighborhood in the city, but locally, Shorty, 223 carries serious weight. It's a hood marked by generational street beef, family ties that get all tangled up in gang politics, and conflicts that have been brewing for years, gang.
I only been to Dallas one time, but I don't think I ever really went to no hood. I think I said this on this channel before. I went to Dallas one time for my my great aunt's funeral. And when we went, everything was cool. No, I think we was in Oklahoma for the funeral, but we drove to Dallas because that's where her house was at. So her house, that's what, like, you know, they went in her house and, like, you know how you gotta, like, throw some certain stuff away, keep some stuff, give some stuff to this person, whatever the case is. And we went to Dallas and we went to this place that was good as hell. It was like some white people cooking chicken, but that shit was good as fuck. They had some chicken. That shit tastes like some natural Popeyes on photo grade. They had greens. I said, damn. But I rolled through past some hoods. I said, this Dallas up.
Talking shit out. Respect got enforced with your hands, or worse. And retaliation, that wasn't even a question. It was just expected. By his early teens, Yakuza was spending more and more time around people connected to SCG, Sack Chaser Global, a crew that would later...
This is what I was talking about. What's his name, bro?
Transform into only the Sacks, or OTS. At this stage, SCG wasn't just
What is his name? This is exactly what I was talking about. I know he cool with this nigga. What is his name, though?
Gang. It was a whole social structure. You feel me? It provided
FBG
belonging,
murder,
protection, and identity in an area where all those things stayed under constant threat. OTS operated inside a complicated web of Dallas street politics. They was already beefing with crews like Free Body Gang, Freebird Gang, and later on OTG. These rivalries wasn't just fueled by social media alone, gang. A lot of members on opposing sides went to the same schools, had mutual friends, even shared family connections. That closeness made every dispute personal and way more dangerous. What really stands out is how young Yakuza was during all this. While most people his age
smile he be giving, that smile look evil as hell.
Worried about grades or which shorty they liked, he was absorbing street codes, who you could trust, who you couldn't, and which blocks you couldn't even step foot in. That 223 tattoo they later found on his body, that wasn't just decoration. It was a declaration, for real. A public statement about where he came from and who he was riding with. As OTS solidified their presence, expectations started piling up. Just being around became the same thing as participating, and participation slowly turned into straight-up obligation. Being around the older members meant getting exposed to guns, ongoing beefs, and conversations that centered around retaliation and dominance. No cap. At this point in his life, Yakuza wasn't known publicly yet. There was no notoriety attached to his name, no fear factor yet. But inside his circle, he was becoming more visible. Someone who showed up, stayed quiet, and most importantly, followed through when it was time. By the time Yakuza reached his mid-teens, the foundation was already laid down solid. The neighborhood, the family influence, the affiliations, the rivalries. All of it existed before the violence that would later define him even started. And once those elements are in place, history shows what usually comes next. Fam. The first killing, April 17, 2021.
Hey, before I keep going, I gotta show y'all something real quick. Y'all know I love shining like new money for all the days I was broke. And GLD helps me do just that. Now, like, I actually wear this, like, all the time. And I'm one of them dudes that's picky with my jewelry. If it feels light, cheap, or weird on my neck, I'm not wearing it. But this, you can feel it immediately. The weight is right, the details are clean, and the clamps don't feel super flimsy. It's just all around solid. I mean, you throw this on and people start thinking you got your life figured out a lot more than you actually do. Compliments just start coming out of nowhere. Where you get your chain from, bro? GLD, boy! It's waterproof and sweatproof. Like, everything they make is guaranteed for life. So you ain't really got to stress about nothing falling apart like all that cheap ass jewelry that some people be selling. I ain't gonna say no names. Now, what I really like about GLD is they got options. You want something simple? Cool. You want something that stands out? Cool. They got chains, they got earrings, pendants, watches, whatever you need, they got it. And it's not one of them brands where you gotta spend crazy prices to actually get something nice and high quality. I ain't the only one rocking with them either, man. Millions of people rock with GLD all across the world. They got thousands of 5-star reviews. And let's just say it's a reason why you keep seeing GLD everywhere. So if you've been thinking like, man, I need one good chain to just put my outfit together, you might be going date night, Valentine's Day coming up, I don't know. This is probably your sign to go get you some nice jewelry. So I'm gonna hook y'all up. Right now, new customers get 50% off if you use the code MACMULA. Half off, bro. 50% off your order if you use the code MACMULA. Half off, bro. Go to GLD.com, use the code MACMULA when you placing your order and save 50%. All right, let's get back to the video.
By spring 2021, the tension surrounding Yakuza and everybody close to him had already reached a crazy dangerous point, gang. Violence wasn't just something happening around him no more. It was something moving directly toward him. On April 17th, 2021, that tension turned fatal, no cap. That day, Green, better known as Fats, pulled up to a park gathering over in South Dallas.
This week's track down looks for the man who shot and killed a teenager in April. The attack and shooting happened during a block party at Juanita Craft Park in South Dallas.
It was supposed to be casual shit. People arriving, cars pulling up, nothing out the ordinary. At some point after Fats stepped away from a vehicle, another whip pulled up nearby. Two dudes got out. Within moments, shots rang out. Bullets got sent directly toward Fats, hitting him multiple times and leaving him dead right there on the scene. There was no chase, no prolonged situation. The attack was quick, direct, and deliberate as hell. The two shooters got identified later as Steppa and his younger brother Yakuza. At the time, Yakuza was only 15 years old, fam. Both brothers came strapped, but the details of
why would you bring your brother and
the
come
time
do this
Yakuza
shit like
was
this,
only
gang?
15 years old, fam. Both brothers came.
And Yakuza was 15. That's the shit that I don't. That's what I have a real problem with. It's like, okay, you old. I think he said he was 4 years older. You 19 years old. You going to kill somebody. You in the streets. Wouldn't you be trying to keep your little brother away from this shit? Not bring him on hits with you to go kill somebody. What the fuck? Barely.
Stop it.
What?
Get some help.
And then niggas that call me the asshole. Niggas
Came
is weird,
strapped,
man.
but the details of the shooting matter here. The autopsy reports later showed that Fats got killed by a pistol round, not a rifle round. This detail became important because Yakuza was carrying an AR-style rifle, meaning his shots was likely not the fatal ones that dropped him. Even still, his involvement couldn't be denied. This was one of the bodies Yakuza would later be connected to, and for a lot of people, it marked the exact moment his name crossed from just being affiliated into actual action. For most folks familiar with the situation, this was believed to be the very first time Yakuza ever participated in taking someone's life. After April 17th, people noticed a shift in Shorty. Those close to Yakuza described a clear change in his whole demeanor. He became quieter, more restless.
That's what happened, bro. Niggas don't ever talk about that part. That's what happened when you in the streets. When you go catch bodies and niggas, I've been around it. I seen niggas go catch their first body and come around and they quiet. They don't talk for 3-4 days straight, nigga. They on every drug you could imagine. Fold down. They can't sleep. They waking up, shaking and screaming. They going to sleep with their gun in their hand like this. Damn, they're shooting themselves, waking up. Like, I'm telling you, gang, that shit is a mental. It's all these niggas that be trying to get on here and be like, I'm a demon. I got 8 bodies. You niggas ain't killing no damn body. That shit sound good on the internet and on a song behind a beat with it. When that shit go off and it's time to go to sleep, gang, them niggas is haunted, boy. Them niggas is haunted, gang. They be changed people, folks. That's why you think they stay high. Why you think niggas like Bloodhound, Lil Jeff, Q50? Why you think they gotta snort coke, snort perks and shit every 5 minutes? Why you think they always got, every time you get on live, they got a blunt in their hand every day, all day. They smoke 52 blunts a day. Why you think that is, folks? Because when it's a different type of, it fuck you up mentally. When you sitting there and you take something from somebody that you ain't got the power to give back. But these niggas going, I'm a demon. I'm scary. Yeah, be scared of me. Rawr. Yeah. I wish you could become a fly on the wall and be in their room when it's time to go to sleep. Why you think a lot of them niggas don't never go home? They don't never sleep by themselves. They always at the trap or they homie crib, sleep in a room with their homie and shit. Nigga, them demons come get you when you by yourself.
Being way less. Signs of insomnia and behavior that lined up with post-traumatic stress started showing up. Whatever line existed between watching violence and actually being part of it, that shit got erased completely. But inside the circle, the reaction wasn't concern at all. It was straight praise, gang. Within
because them niggas weren't doing it. They don't know how it
got elevated almost immediately. His participation in the shooting cemented
especially when you go do a murder. Now, if somebody come trying to do something to you and you defending yourself, I don't think it's the same. Me personally, I don't think that's the same. But when you go and you go dance with the devil, you go dance with the devil and the Grim Reaper and them demons, and you sliding on niggas and you going to commit murders and you going to kill people and take niggas' souls because they said F your block or whatever dumbass shit you, when you do that,
reputation instead of damaging it. He wasn't treated like some kid who went too far. He got treated like someone who just proved himself for real. At the same time, the fallout on the other side was just as intense. Members connected to FBG and Sniper Gang now viewed Yakuza as a direct enemy on site. The killing didn't end the conflict. It widened that shit. Lines got harder. Retaliation became expected. From this point forward, Yakuza's entire position changed completely. He wasn't just present for violence no more. He was now directly associated with it. Within OTS, he started getting relied on more heavily, valued for his willingness to move first instead of waiting around. His courage, whether it was reckless or calculated, made him useful. And in an environment where survival often depends on who's willing to act without hesitation, that type of reputation carries serious weight, no cap. The death of Fats didn't slow nothing down. It accelerated everything, fam. And from here on out, Yakuza wouldn't just be linked to one situation. His name would start popping up again, attached to a growing pattern
he looked just like
that
his
would
brother
eventually
too,
define him
in
completely. The bodies start to stack. By late 2021, Yakuza wasn't just around violence anymore. He was actively being used for it. Type shit. The next situation went down on November 29th, 2021. And this
21, they say he was born in 05. So what he was? 16, 17?
Quietly changed the direction of multiple beefs across the whole city. That day, Tyler Sheet Ingram,
like
better known as T-Man,
look at his tattoos, bro.
Multiple beefs across the whole city.
These niggas' tattoos tell you a lot about themselves, gang. When you see a nigga,
Tyler Sheet Ingram, better known as T-Man, took Yakuza with him on what was supposed to be a simple robbery play. The target was an 18-year-old named Kobe Mascorro, known on the streets as KB. The setup looked clean on paper. T-Man arranged a meet under the guise of copping pounds, even bringing fake money to make the exchange look legitimate. Yakuza's role was simple. Fam, wait outside the car, be backup. Step in only if some shit went wrong. And some shit definitely went wrong. At some point during the exchange, Kobe realized what was really happening. From the back seat, T-Man couldn't reach him properly. The plan started slipping fast, tension rising in literal seconds. That's when T-Man gave the signal. Yakuza moved in quick. He crept up from the side and let it fly. Kobe Mascorro got flatlined on the spot, gang. This death mattered for way more than just adding to the body count.
They left behind the fake money?
On the spot, gang. This death mattered for way more.
Bro, these little boys be slow. Murder suspect left behind fake money, phones, of a robbery set up as drug deal. So did they at least steal the drugs? Authorities said they were able to link Tylil Rashid Ingram to the slang because he used his Instagram account to set up the deal. Do you know how fucking stupid these people are, gang? Think about how dumb these people is. So you knew you was gonna you knew you was gonna rob a nigga. If you going to rob somebody, you gotta be prepared to die or kill. So you knew you was going to rob somebody, and you set the robbery up through your Instagram. You didn't even have enough sense to make a fake Instagram and put a fake pictures on there and set it up and the shit like. You didn't even do that. You use your Instagram to. So even if the robbery would have went right, even if the robbery went how you wanted it to go, niggas would have still knew exactly who you was. And probably would have retaliated on some shit like, man, these little boys. Yesterday, I just watched a video. Some niggas in Jacksonville, they ass killing people with their phone in their pocket. In their mama car.
More than just adding to the body count. Kobe wasn't just another Vic. He was family to somebody important. His cousin was True Gizzy, a known member of OTG, and that single family connection is widely seen as the real spark that ignited the long-standing beef between OTS and OTG. No cap. Behind the scenes, something else happened that showed just how deep loyalty ran inside Yakuza's circle. T-Man, who was actually Yakuza's stepbrother, chose to take full responsibility for the case. He took the rap, knowingly sacrificing his own freedom so Yakuza wouldn't spend the rest of his life locked down. It was straight protection, for real, and it worked. The robbery also exposed something else, how advanced and calculated these setups was becoming. OTS was quickly gaining a reputation for robbing dealers.
And see, that's why shit like this, I'm gonna teach y'all. This is why they say, no snitching, no snitching, no snitching. Because they convinced this nigga that he couldn't snitch, right? So he could stay out and keep doing whatever he want to do while that nigga in jail rotting for the rest of his life. That's why they convinced you no snitching. It's not because there's some imaginary street code. They told you no snitching so that if you get caught, I get away with it. You see what I'm saying? And nigga, listen, man.
Running smooth deception plays and disappearing before any consequences.
But if it ain't no snitching, why he ain't go in there and stand up and be like, I was with him. Don't give him 100 years. Give me 50, give him 50. Why he ain't do that?
Could catch up with them. But with every move, Yakuza's name started ringing louder in the streets. And it didn't take long before someone else noticed just how efficient he was at what he did. Billy Steppa, the hit that turned Yakuza into a paid trigger. By early 2022, the perception around Yakuza had shifted dramatically, gang. What once felt like just being close to violence was now being interpreted as having a whole purpose. Inside the streets, his name was circulating for one very specific reason. People believed he could be trusted to do what others hesitated to do, type shit. That belief led directly to Number 7, a known member of Stretch Gang. Number 7 was dealing with ongoing issues involving B4L, and instead of handling the situation himself, he allegedly decided to outsource the whole hit. The target he chose was Billy Steppa, a close affiliate of that circle. Money got placed on Billy's head, and Yakuza, seeing both opportunity and validation, took it without hesitation. On January 12th, 2022, Billy Steppa got spotted in the parking lot of an apartment complex over in Pleasant Grove. According to the account, Yakuza and another individual both opened fire on him. Billy Steppa got hit and flatlined at the scene. He was 26 years old. This killing wasn't just another name added to a growing list. It directly fueled new tensions across the city. The death of Billy Steppa is widely cited as the exact moment the B4L baby beef started crystallizing publicly. Lyrics would later surface referencing retaliation, including bars about stepping for Billy, tying the music directly into the fallout of the murder. No cap. The alignment of sides also mattered heavily here. At the time, NHG was considered something of an underdog compared to Stretch Gang, with Stretch Gang members openly mocking them on social media platforms. Meanwhile, OTS and NHG was still cool with each other, making Yakuza's involvement even more significant in how alliances got interpreted across different sets. But while the streets focused on politics and who was beefing with who, something else was becoming harder to ignore. Yakuza himself, fam. Around this period, people close to the scene started noticing changes in his behavior.
Hell
Videos
yeah.
circulated where he appeared visibly disconnected from reality,
Yep.
including one where you can see him moving erratically in the background of a music video, bobbing his head way faster than the actual tempo of the song. To a lot of people, it looked like more than just energy or being hyped up. It looked like someone genuinely unraveling mentally. Those
Hell
moments
yeah.
fed into a growing belief
He
that
losing his fucking
prolonged
mind.
exposure to all this violence had started damaging him mentally, for real. That he wasn't just adapting to the chaos around him, he was straight absorbing it into his whole being. And yet, even as his reputation got darker and darker, there was still a death from the past that hung heavier than all the others combined. One that didn't involve money at all, one that didn't involve contracts or setups, and one that would push OTS even deeper into the cycle of violence.
Dallas
Because
fan.
back in
Them
April
niggas
of
crazy as hell.
2021, a young dude named Hank had gotten killed, and his death would echo through absolutely everything that came after it.
Hank, the loss that hardened everything.
Before Yakuza became known for calculated setups and paid hits, there was a death that hit extremely close to home. One that didn't come with money attached to it, instructions, or any type of strategy behind it. Gang. In the early morning hours of April 4th, 2021, Kobe Williams, better known as Hank, got flatlined on the 7800 block of Sovereign Row, over in the Stemmons Corridor area of Dallas. Shorty was just 18 years old.
Damn.
What made Hank's death especially shocking was the full context around it. He wasn't caught lacking or slipping. He wasn't set up by people he trusted. According to the account, Hank got killed while actively sliding on his ops type shit. Those ops were allegedly a mix of Bank Bro members.
Barely. Bro, I can't fucking take the AI man talking about some gang type shit. That's
A Mesquite-based gang
What?
and Free Body gang, a crew from the B4L section of Oak Cliff. That detail mattered heavily because it completely flipped the narrative. Hank didn't die as some victim of circumstance or bad luck. He died while making a move, fam. After his death, a video started circulating online. It showed Hank lying on the ground, flatlined,
Damn.
with a chop weapon positioned near his feet. That image would later get mocked relentlessly by rivals, with many framing his death as proof that he died trying to slide rather than being caught unaware. The footage became straight fuel for disrespect, turning a real tragic loss into a running joke across enemy circles. There was also history behind all the tension, no cap. Months before Hank's death, he had allegedly attempted to rob a member of Free Body gang known as Bug, who's currently locked up forever, which quickly became a rallying cry throughout their whole circle. His death wasn't just mourning.
It's always
silence.
like that too. It's always like it's one person that get killed in the hood, or one person that get killed in like your friend group or something like that, that just end up turning everything up, folks. It's always like that.
It got adopted as straight motivation for everything that came next. For Yakuza and others around him, Hank's killing became a major turning point in their mindset. It reinforced the idea that there was no safety net in this life, no fairness, no pause button when shit gets real. In their world, you either moved first and stayed ready, or you got left behind, sometimes literally in a body bag. The emotional weight of Hank's death lingered heavily over everything. Unlike Billy Steppa's killing, which felt more transactional and businesslike, this one felt deeply personal. It tightened bonds within OTS while simultaneously deepening the hatred toward rival groups across the city. And it added to the environment that normalized retaliation as the only acceptable response to any type of loss. By 2022, the streets were watching OTS way more closely than ever before. Music, social media platforms, and street politics started bleeding into each other completely, blurring the line between creating an image and taking actual action. And that attention would soon collide directly with someone who thrived in all that chaos. Someone who moved comfortably between different groups and sets. Someone known for backdooring people who trusted him. Someone whose death would become Yakuza's
Why would you ever be cool with a nigga like that? I remember seeing the other day, I seen a picture of Lil Jeff taking a picture with Herb. I'm like, nigga, I would never be in the same room. I would never willfully be in the same room with these niggas. They known for backdooring, robbing, nigga. I don't give a fuck how. Listen, man. Like, what I want to be cool with a nigga who I know be backdooring niggas for? Like, that's just dumb.
Infamous case by
To
far.
me.
That person was TG Gang. TG, the
Gang.
backdoor that sealed Yakuza's name. By the time TG entered the picture, Yakuza was no longer operating in the shadows at all. His name was already attached to robberies, paid hits, and internal street politics all across Dallas. But what happened with TG, also known as Gunna, would stand completely apart from everything else. Not just because of how it ended, but because of how carefully the whole thing got orchestrated. Type shit. TG, government name Tarius Robinson, was a well-known figure throughout the city. He was affiliated with Jug Team, a clique from the Ying Villas townhomes over in Oak Cliff, located just minutes from the Dallas Zoo. In street circles, TG had built a reputation for being constantly alert, always on his pivot watching his surroundings, and most notably for backdooring, the practice of befriending people or groups, gaining their full trust, and then betraying them when they least expect it, usually for money or leverage. No cap. From 2020 to 2022, TG had been moving smoothly through multiple circles around Dallas, many of which were already in direct conflict with each other.
They call that playing both sides. But honestly, it don't be nothing wrong with that. Niggas just be, like I said, bro, niggas just be wanting a reason to do something. Niggas be wanting a reason to call themselves slimy or a gangster or like that or whatever the fuck they want to say. Like, it ain't no real reason for you to, you feel me? For you to kill somebody because he hanging out with your ops. Just stop hanging out with him. How about that? You see how easy that is right there? Okay, you hang out with the niggas that's trying to kill me and the niggas that I'm trying to kill. So I'm gonna stop kicking it with you, bro. Stop coming over here, bro. Stop coming over here, bro. Until this shit die down or whatever. All love to you, bro. But stop. You can't come over here no more. Not fucking, I'm gonna go kill you now because that's just stupid. It's just fucking stupid. But niggas be wanting to look, they look for any type of reason. Any reason. They look for any reason to call themselves gangster, slime, like that, savage, whatever the fuck word they want to use. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with that nigga 4 Block Lil Mari. Like, they was cool with him and robbed him because he was kicking it with they ops. Nigga, that shit don't got nothing to do with me. It has shit to do with me, bro. You feel me? But instead of just not kicking around him no more, they backdoored him, beat the shit out of him, damn near shot and killed him, stripped him, robbed him, took his gun, took his car. Like,
associated.
He better, you niggas be like that, be better than me. I'm calling the police on you.
Call the popo, huh?
You tripping.
Would ultimately prove fatal for him. TG was closely connected to FBG, a group that OTS had been actively at war with since the killing of Fats back in 2021. TG even attended Fats' funeral, which suggested his ties to FBG wasn't just surface level or fake. Despite all this, OTS made a calculated decision. Fam. Rather than confront TG directly and openly, they allegedly chose straight deception instead. TG got allowed to believe he was becoming part of OTS, a group that had recently transitioned from its earlier identity. The illusion of acceptance was convincing enough that TG started moving comfortably around people who, behind the scenes, were actively planning his death the whole time. About a week before the murder went down, Yakuza allegedly attempted to backdoor TG during what was supposed to be a gun trade. The deal didn't go through because TG had his child with him at the time. Still, that interaction set the whole stage for what was coming next. Both men later agreed to trade firearms with each other, but neither one actually trusted the other for real.
So why y'all trading guns? Shit like that has always been fucking stupid to me. Why am I trading guns with this nigga? Why am I trading guns? That sounds like a setup. I don't give a fuck. Like, what's going on, gang? I'm not trading guns with no nigga. Hey, let's link up to trade guns. For what? Because you got a Glock and I got a FN? I'm cool with my FN, brother. I don't need that shit. Like, that's just stupid to me. It always say, even in high school, niggas be like, let's trade guns. For what? Nigga? What the fuck?
Received a Glock 26 from someone he believed was a genuine friend. In exchange, Yakuza gave him a Tech 9, a weapon that was allegedly faulty and known to jam up when fired. This same Tech 9 would later appear.
This nigga, he wants to trade his gun for some reason. He don't want to trade me this perfectly nice gun. If he trying to trade the gun, he either got a body on this gun, the gun fucked up, or he trying to rob me.
TG's final social media post, sitting on a counter earlier that same day. The real setup unfolded on July 4th, 2023, gang. TG got told he'd be attending a block party, something casual and fun. Instead, he arrived at a house in the East Grand Avenue area of East Dallas, where there was no party at all, no crowd, no music playing, no safety. Just OTS members waiting for him to pull up. Earlier that day, TG, Yakuza, and K.O. Rivers had posted photos wearing matching outfits together, giving the clear appearance of unity and friendship. Those images would later become extremely disturbing when looked at in hindsight type shit. When TG finally realized what was actually happening, it was already way too late. He allegedly attempted to run through the back of the house, getting chased down by Yakuza, Man, and Mula. TG got shot multiple times, ultimately flatlined, and left in the alley right behind the house. His body wouldn't be found until days later, on July 6th, by family members desperately searching for him. Yakuza is alleged to have fired nearly 7 shots directly to TG's face. Fam. After the murder, photos showing Yakuza and others matching with TG got deleted quickly, except for TG's own post, which remained up as the very last thing he ever shared online. OTS members got called out immediately across social media, with most of the blame placed directly on Yakuza's shoulders. In an attempt to distance himself from the situation, Yakuza publicly mourned TG online, creating an entire—
That's fucking insane, bro. To kill somebody and then get on Instagram and say, "Forever got you," that's just evil. This is evil. This is fucking evil.
Instagram highlight dedicated to him, and even getting TG's name tattooed on his body.
No.
A move many people saw as an effort to mislead law enforcement rather than any type of genuine grief. No cap. Man and Mula got arrested shortly afterward, charged in direct connection with TG's death. Yakuza, however, got taken into custody and later released due to insufficient evidence at the time.
So he did it.
But the damage was already done permanently. TG's death became one of the most talked about killings in Dallas street history, sparking the phrase, "Where TF is TG," and solidifying the widespread belief that OTS had taken out one of their own people. And while Yakuza had somehow avoided consequences this time around, it wouldn't last long at all.
What's with this? Is this like a Dallas trend? This shit looks stupid. What is with the Nike shorts, with the Nike compression fucking, whatever you want to call that, the basketball Nike compression fucking leg warmer shits with the, what the fuck is that? What is that? Who started that trend? Hey, we're gonna put a hooping outfit on with some ones. Nigga, what the fuck? It looked like you going to the wreck with a chain on. Who the fuck taught y'all? Stupid.
Somehow avoided consequences this time around, it wouldn't last long at all. Because in 2024, he would make a move so reckless and stupid that there would be absolutely no hiding from what came next, gang. CAM and MARI, the move that ended the run. By 2024, Yakuza was no longer just a name getting whispered about in Dallas. He was visible, reckless as hell, and operating with a level of confidence that suggested he genuinely believed he was completely untouchable. The city's drill scene was exploding in popularity. OTS was gaining serious momentum, and Yakuza's reputation as the group's primary muscle only continued to grow stronger. But that same reputation, shoot first, question absolutely nothing, would soon become his complete downfall type shit. In March of 2024, Yakuza started looking to expand his personal arsenal. According to later reports, he entered discussions with 2 teenagers from North Dallas about purchasing switches, illegal firearm modifications that dramatically increase a weapon's rate of fire. The meet got arranged in the parking lot of Uncle Lee's grocery store over in South Dallas, a location that, on the surface, seemed random enough, but in reality was dangerously public for this type of transaction. The 2 teens were Cameron Stacy, known as Cam, and Kamari Smith, known as Mari, both 18 years old. Cam and Mari were members of CTG, which stands for Cutthroat Gang, a predominantly Hispanic clique from the Mayhem and Spring Valley area of North Dallas. CTG was closely allied with SOS, another North Dallas group based out of the Richland Trace Apartments. At some point during the meeting—
if y'all want some advice, listen to me. When you in high school and shit, don't come up with no group names. ATG, GST, OOT9, 403, OSI, OSS, SIN. Don't come up with all that bullshit, man. Because that shit just dumb, gang. Don't associate yourself with none of that goofy shit. You feel me? Like, that's how I was in high school. I feel like that's a big reason why I survived. Because I ain't never come out of nowhere and say, nigga, I'm BD, nigga, I'm GD, nigga, I'm Stone, nigga, I'm FB. I was always Mac O, nigga. Fuck you talking about. I hang with who I hang with. don't give no fuck about none of that other shit. Like, I'm me. Like, I want never from goddamn nowhere. You ask me where I'm from, Chicago. Fuck you talking about America, Earth, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Like, I never attached myself to no group or no gang and none of that shit. I was always me. And I feel like that shit saved me more than anything, you know?
While all parties were inside the vehicle together, the conversation shifted directions. One of the teens suggested doing a trade instead of a straight cash purchase. That single moment changed absolutely everything, fam. Yakuza allegedly became convinced that he was about to get slimed, set up and robbed right there. Whether that belief was actually grounded in reality or just driven by straight paranoia remains unclear to this day. What is crystal clear is what happened immediately next. Without even exiting the vehicle first, Yakuza allegedly opened fire, shooting both Cam and Mary right there. Afterward, he stepped out, took a photo of one of the bodies like it was nothing, and fled the scene quickly. Both teens got pronounced dead.
We learned tonight 2 teenagers shot and killed in Dallas this weekend.
And he really had no
ties
reason to kill them,
Richardson
though.
ISD's Berkner High School. One is a student and the other used to be. Dallas police say Cameron Stacy and Kamari Smith Capps were shot in a convenience store parking lot around 9:20 Friday night. Smith Capps was a former Berkner student.
You know it's
Stacy
cameras
still
right
went
there.
to Berkner, and the principal says he will be deeply missed by classmates and teachers. DPD has not made an arrest.
Their deaths sent absolute shock.
Since we playing go pick Cam up, fuck Mari too. I ain't gonna diss Day. Look like his ass got lit up. Cam mixed with DD, Mari, and Trap pick him up.
Waves
That's
through the
fucking
local community.
insane,
Many
bro.
residents, completely unaware of their street affiliations, saw the killings as a senseless execution.
Hell
of 2 young
yeah.
men. For days, speculation
Like if
swirled
nigga, if you was gonna rob him, bro, just rob him, bro. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, this the second time you done robbed a nigga and killed him for no reason. You tried to rob him, I guess you could say, and killed him for no reason. Like, you don't even why you even robbing niggas for switches, bro? You could just go fucking, like, I'm not even gonna say that because I don't want nobody to take what I'm saying, but like, it's like, man, bro, whatever.
Brown, who was actually responsible. Some people pointed fingers at Oak Cliff groups, automatically assuming the violence stemmed from existing conflicts in that area. But CTG and SOS knew better immediately. No cap. Behind the scenes, text messages would later reveal that Yakuza had been coordinating the entire deal directly with SOS members. After the shooting went down, he allegedly sent them images of the bodies with a chilling message telling them to get back for it. A move that instantly turned uncertainty into absolute confirmation of who did it. That message would have serious consequences, gang. On the early morning of June 7th, retaliation nearly came full circle on Yakuza. He was leaving a Walmart in North Dallas with his mother when another vehicle
he was with
pulled
his
up
mama?
beside them and opened fire. His
I
mother
didn't know. I
got
thought he was
left
with-
in critical condition,
I thought he was with his homies and
fighting
shit.
for her life, while Yakuza somehow escaped completely
That's
unharmed. What
crazy.
shocked a lot of people wasn't just the attempt on his life, it was his immediate response afterward. Within literal hours, Yakuza was back on social media, laughing about the whole incident, mocking the failed hit attempt, all
Oh, they tried to kill him.
while his mother was
I remember. I got what you're saying. They trying to kill him. That ain't the thing I'm thinking about. So you see how that always happened. I always say that too. It always happen like that. Like he get unscathed, but his mama in critical condition. It always happen like that, shorty. These goofy crash out goofies always get somebody else hurt, somebody else killed, and it's them. Like, I ain't gonna say it'll never happen to them, but whenever they in a situation where it's like them and their mama or them and their girlfriend, like K Shorty from Jacksonville. Girlfriend got killed. He in the same car with his girlfriend. I think he got shot, but he survived. Girlfriend got killed though. Like shit like that, bro.
still fighting for her life in the hospital. According to a source described as reliable, Yakuza allegedly even used his own mother as a human shield when the shots first rang out. A claim that only intensified public outrage once it surfaced and spread. Type shit. The shooting got later attributed to CTG members who had obtained Yakuza's exact location through a woman he had previously been involved with romantically. This marked the official beginning of open warfare between OTS and CTG/SOS, a conflict that had not existed at all before Cam and Mari's deaths. The walls finally closed in completely on July 25th. Fam. News broke of a major police presence in North Dallas following an officer-involved shooting situation. Yakuza and top OTS member Arrow got arrested after allegedly ramming a stolen truck
this is what I was thinking
directly
about.
into Dallas police while attempting to escape capture.
A stolen truck. But what's
Goofy
the
ass
driver
little
of the
boy.
truck
I remember
realizes
reacting
police
to
are
the
coming?
body cam footage. when it went viral, I remember reacting to it, and then I didn't even know it was these Dallas niggas. Like, I didn't know what the fuck it was, though.
He drives the truck head-on into the police cruiser. 4 suspects jump out of the truck. With the video slowed down, you can clearly see one of them running with a gun.
Why would you bring
wearing
a gun in your hand? Drop the gun, dumbass.
Mask.
Finna
Here's
get your
another
ass fired
angle.
up.
Security footage shows the collision.
Once in custody, it got revealed that Yakuza had been on the run, actively wanted in
For that
direct
murder,
connection
right?
with the murders of Cam and
Yeah,
Mari.
the double
You
murder.
can see 19-year-old Deontay Moore laying low underneath the truck. After Moore was arrested, police realized he had 2 outstanding murder warrants for a
It's
double
crazy,
homicide
right?
in March.
Unlike before, there was no walking
Because you know
away.
you kill somebody. How you gonna kill somebody in front of like a convenience store, nigga? You know damn well. I've seen the camera on the news. There's a big ass camera right there on the like.
This time around. Text evidence, prior warrants, and the extremely public nature of the crime left very little room for doubt. Yakuza got taken into custody, where
God
he
he got
remains
in
locked
jail.
up to this day as fans, critics, and the
Thank
entire
God.
Dallas drill scene continue to debate his legacy and what he represents.
He
To some
represents
people,
nothing.
he's
He has
mythology-
no legacy. He's just a dumbass crash out that killed people for no reason. He don't have no fucking legacy.
Called the most feared shooter the city ever seen. To others, he's the clearest possible example of how unchecked violence eventually consumes the exact person creating it. No cap. Either way, the killings of Cam and Mari didn't just end 2 young lives. They ended Yakuza's freedom completely and marked the exact moment the story stopped being about street rumors and became a matter of official public record. Conclusion.
Conclusion. I can give you the conclusion. Stay your ass out the fucking streets. Don't kill people. Get you some money. Do your homework.